Karen here with another video, and I'm giving you 3 tips to know what size brazier would likely work best for you to choose. So, you guys know I'm not going to keep you. I'm sitting on the floor today because we're still painting. The living room is pretty much done, but we still have the dining room to finish off and the hallway over that way. So I'm sitting on the floor today. But you guys know I don't like to keep you long. Anyway, I've had some questions and comments. I didn't realize that choosing what size brazier could be, that people would have that many questions about it. But in just doing some research about it, then I realized oh, it does make a bit of a difference on what you purchase, what size you actually purchase. And if you ever go into a Le Creuset store and you don't automatically know the size of the brazier that you're looking at, you can just flip it over. If you see, because Le Creuset numbers the braziers in terms of size, if you see the size 30, that's your 3.5 quart brazier. If you see size 32, that's going to be your 5 quart brazier. And the 5 quart brazier, by the way, is I think about 16.2 inches in diameter. So yeah, it's pretty significant. Okay, so that's the largest brazier that you can get to. And also, when you're thinking about the brazier in terms of 5 quarts, think about the Dutch oven. The Dutch oven 5 quarts is about this tall. So you're taking about this much height and then leveling it out into how wide the brazier is. So definitely something to think about prior to purchasing. So my first tip is really simple. If you're serving 4 to 6, well, even 2 to 5 people on a regular basis, I suggest that you just go ahead and get the 3.5 quart brazier. I just think you won't have to worry about sizing up at that point, and it works pretty much for anything. If you have company or you're entertaining, it just fits the bill for anything. And then if you cook for at least 6 people or more, the 5 quart brazier seems like the more logical choice, and that way you don't have to worry about sizing up at any time. So that's my first tip. So my first tip is based on the amount of people that you're cooking for on a regular basis. Tip number 2 would be, I have my handy dandy notes here. Okay, tip number 2 would be if your brazier if it cannot hold the amount of ingredients that you are cooking now, let's say, well, that's, just obvious. If you're now finding that the brazier is no longer, if you have the 3.5 or if you have the one that's smaller than that, the 2.5, I believe, if it's no longer meeting the needs, meaning that you can no longer fit all of your ingredients without things spilling out, or it's just not fitting all together, then it's probably time to size up. And I'm not talking about during the holidays when you have extra people over. For the holidays, when you have family and friends over. But throughout the rest of the year, it's just you and the family for the most part. I wouldn't size up for that. But if you find that it's just not meeting your needs, your brazier is not wide enough to fit all of your ingredients, and if you're having to use multiple pans to accomplish the goal that the brazier should be doing on its own, then definitely just size up. I'm totally watching how I'm doing everything, and how I'm using my braziers. Currently, I have 2 3.5 quart braziers, and they work pretty well. I am on the fence about the 5 quart brazier. I'm just saying, I am kind of on the fence as to whether I would use it on a regular basis. So that's been my question to myself, if you will, about purchasing that. Because I don't want to purchase something and I'm just looking at it. I want to be able to use it and it be, functional. Last but not least, if you're like me and you have some carpal tunnel, I have carpal tunnel in my right wrist. Choose your brazier based on the size that you can manipulate and move with ease. So for me, I oftentimes, when I go to Williams-Sonoma or Sur La Table, because you can go in there and you can actually, or Crate and Barrel, they also have Le Creuset items. I'll go in there and just, when I was thinking about the 3.5 Braiser, I went in and picked it up to see would that cause any stress or strain on my wrist or whatnot, because we are dealing with cast iron. It's pretty heavy. And so I just wanted to make sure that, that I wouldn't have any issues moving it or manipulating it, especially when it's filled with food. Definitely, if you have any issues about, with trying to not cause any stress or strain, see before you upgrade to a higher size, make sure that you can do so with ease. That there's, that it won't be too heavy for you or whatnot, especially when you've cooked something inside of it and you have to move that possibly from the stove to the oven or to wherever. So those are my 3 tips. So to just go over them again, the first tip was, depending on the size of people that you are cooking for, if you're cooking for 2 to 5 people, I would say the 3.5 quart braiser, that's great. If you're cooking for 6 or more, then the 5 quart braiser seems like the best option, and you won't have to worry about upgrading at all. Then the second one is, if the braiser is not meeting your needs at this time, and you've been kind of watching yourself and you're realizing it's not holding all of your ingredients, or you're having to use multiple pans in order to do exactly what you need the braiser to do, then just upgrade. Then that's a great reason to upgrade. Although I am not encouraging you to upgrade if you don't need to, but if you need to, don't say Karen said. And then last but not least, think about the weight of the pan, and if you have any issues with that, and I'm speaking from my own experience. Thinking about making sure that I'm not causing any stress or undue strain on my wrist, because it is cast iron and it is heavy, and it's really durable and it's great, but it's heavy. And so just making sure that no matter what size you upgrade to, that you can use it with ease. So I don't know how I got to 9 minutes, but I hope you found this video helpful. Let me know in the comments, what do you think? I'm always open to hearing all the feedback and whatnot. I enjoy hearing from you guys, and so I hope you all will leave some comments below, and I always answer back. Yeah, I always answer back for the most part. But anyway, guys, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!